Hi, everybody. Good. Welcome to another episode of Laz-Talk-Kong.
Pew 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 pew.
Laz-Talk-Kong. Okay, this time now, of course, we are back here again. This is a bi-weekly podcast that we are doing. This time round, we're going to talk about, I think, a very upcoming event that we're going to do. It's a very exciting event that we especially organized, and it's the first time we're doing in Lazada itself, which is actually a online seller conference itself.
Yes, as you guys know, we can't physically meet because of government regulations at the moment. So yes, everything has really ramped up online in a sense, and yes, this will be the biggest online production that we have in stock for you guys this time. And when will it occur? It will occur on a Thursday, 24th September. I'll put up the visual accordingly as we go through the different points. Okay.
Yeah, so of course what we have on the day itself, I think it's very exciting seating agenda that we have for all sellers, and this conference will be live on both Seller Center as well as our Lazada SG Seller Community Facebook page. We are going live on both channels, and then we will bring you the awesome content that we are prepared for you. Of course, this involves a lot of work with many different stakeholders to bring you this content. So what do we have? Of course, we have the opening address by James. James will be there to, of course, talk to you guys. I think most of you have not seen James for some time, but of course we have seen James. We have seen him quite frequently. All right. So and then of course we will review the information we have for 11/11 campaign itself, or the biggest sale period of the year.
Yes, remember 11/11 is the biggest mega campaign in stock every single year for Lazada itself. As you guys know, like yes, different e-commerce platforms, they have like the different days for themselves. But 11/11 is definitely one that is the most crucial and the most rather large-scale event that we have in stock for Lazada. So do stay tuned for that, because that one is very important. So because that is the day where you might potentially witness your highest amount of GMV uplift.
Yeah, of course, it's the 11/11 Singles Day. Of course, we want to bring you the most up-to-date information on the conference itself. Of course, after that, what we want to talk to you, we'll bring to you, of course, sponsor solutions. I think this one has really changed how the game is being played. Definitely since it's launched on May. I think it's May. Okay, so it's been launched. It's already created a lot of different kinds of selling opportunities and a different way of marketing using the recommended sponsored solution itself.
And this is something that you can leverage on to gain additional visibility for your skills. Like you can do like the sponsored products or even sponsored affiliate program, whereby you only have to sort of pay for the commission if there is an actual conversion itself. So it's sort of like a very fair form of practice. And yes, there will be here and there are more launches or rather updates towards these sponsored solutions. Last time you can only top up your form of like credits through your past sales, but now gradually they start to launch more improvements, so they can now even do a bank top up, etc.
So one of our very key functions that we are launching. Of course we also like sellers to really if you have any like always have any feedback to us, just always tell us what you want from the tool, and then we will of course recommend it to the teams itself. All right, so definitely after all this presentation, definitely we will of course do our annual seller awards. That's very important for us. We need to really reward the top sellers that has been always with us and how they have been performing on the platforms. So we have a total of around 13 awards that we will be giving out to 13 respective sellers to actually congratulate them for their efforts on the platform, and also for their consistent support towards Lazada itself. Okay, what are the awards? Stay tuned to the event itself. Alright, it'll be an exciting one.
We can give some teaser.
Teaser
Maybe. Okay, like standard, like you have like the top sales per different category. Of course, like best use of seller tools and many other more that we won't review. You can just stay tuned for that.
Stay tuned for more. But of course we won't. So of course you're not here to of course see other sellers getting an award. You're also here to see the what most important is every year we will try to bring this kind of panelists to this section to discuss with sellers, to really talk about what they really think about e-commerce and platform, and what kind of tips they want. So we have two very important panelist track that will be happening. The first track will be the one by our commercial team, which is Stephanie Tan, the category director of electronics, and Geraldine C, the category director for health and beauty in Singapore. So what they'll bring you is, of course, they'll bring you, you want to bring some questions that sellers are interested in, like, but of course, okay. So what we need, we have questions ready, but if you want to fill in your question, like you have some dying and burning questions that you want to fill in, you can continue to fill in the form that form that we actually sent out recently to ask you for your questions. If you have some questions that you want to ask them, feel free to fill in. We will do for you for consideration.
Yes, we have sent out like a few like EDM reminders to you guys. So you can just check out, it's all the way at the bottom, then you can click on the button itself. It will link you to another link out, and then you can input your questions to actually ask all of these commercial panelists. And yes, they are all the category directors, so they have a very thorough insight in and out of this whole e-commerce landscape, especially within their category itself. So if you happen to be an electronic seller, or you're part of the health and beauty community or sellers, so do make sure to tune in, because they will be sharing a lot of very crucial insights and tips and tricks on how you can improve your store for this upcoming 11/11 campaign.
Of course, not just for the specific category, but of course we want to squeeze everyone in. But you know, there's a, even like we do some conference like this, there's a 1 meter distancing that has to be done even on sets itself. So there is a limitation of how many panelists you can bring. So of course 2 is the best you bring, but of course I think you will get a lot of insights from all the category directors itself, who has a vast experience in e-commerce itself. And next one, of course, we really have those like a very the most popular panels that we always have at the end, which is the support function panel, which will be hosted by us, and then being the panelists are actually Vincent from the seller experience team, and then Zoe from the head of transport.
Yes, so I mean, this one support function has always been a very hot topic, because like, you know, any form of policy updates and all, they will affect a lot of stakeholders, and of course sellers are the one being impacted itself. So I'm sure you guys always have a lot of burning questions in relation to this form of platform update. So yes, do stay tuned after the commercial panelists. So there will be a support function panelist. So this one I think will be the most hot one. Yeah. So yes, do input your questions as well in the form that we send
of course, we do accept some questions on the venue itself, depending on if times allow. We do accept questions, but of course it will be definitely controlled and filtered through. Alright, so if the question is already answered, we will probably answer again. Okay, so it's better that you provide questions earlier, so that we can answer them, because the question Q&A times are actually very limited. Okay, of course, to round out the event again, we of course have our lucky draw. Okay, the lucky draw is this time now we have 20 exciting prizes that will be given out on stream. Then again, we announce the winners, but we will deliver items to you.
Yes. So I mean, like, it's not as how to say, because last time we could be in the same hall, then we literally had a live draw and all. So yes, don't worry, if you happen to be one of these lucky 20 winners, we'll find the means to send you the prizes. Don't worry, you can send through like Grab Express or any from other 3PL. So you'll receive your prizes with tracking and all. And in fact, the Lazada vouchers, are they like digital vouchers where you can send them right away, right?
Yeah. We can announce the winners directly through the online channel. So of course, how to join this lucky draw? Stay tuned on the day itself.
Yes, maybe I give a few teaser of our price list that we
Yeah,
have.
it's more important.
Okay, so we have the standard $20 Lazada voucher, and then also we have a higher tier one, that is the $50 voucher. Then followed by some tangible prizes that you can witness, would be like AirBuds by Sony, even Nintendo Switch Lite, the latest AirPods Pro, and our grand prize. We want to review.
Yes, our grand prize is the biggest prize ever that we've given out this time round. It will be a Dyson hair dryer.
Dyson hair dryer.
Okay.
It retails at a $599 RRP.
Okay, we are indeed giving out this hair dryer. Okay. So stay tuned on how to win this on the event day itself. We cannot tell you how to win this because it will provide unfair advantage, but you of course have to stay tuned on the day itself.
Yes.
So I think of course, a lot of, like, of course, staying tuned to our main event is okay, important. But I think some last mall sellers actually received a second notification saying, hey, there's a last mall conference happening on the 28th of September itself, which is on the following Monday, right? So it happened on the following Monday. So what is this conference about? Again, the last mall conference and the Lazada seller conference is two different conference. You will see the content is actually entirely different. But of course, this time for this last mall conference, we will stream it directly to last mall sellers on their seller center itself.
Oh.
So I think one of the key contents that we will have, again, what are the different contents that we will be bringing towards from the last mall team itself? How you mentioned a bit?
Okay, so standard, the first one, we always have an opening address by the head owner of this whole last mall function. So yes, head of last mall by Damien. So he'll be doing an opening address to all of these last mall sellers, followed by, like last mall itself, they have some certain functionalities that are only exclusive to them.
Yeah, definitely.
For example, like a brand mega offer. So we'll bring in the stakeholder for brand mega offer, Hui Yi. And then followed by last live presentation. Because as you guys see, most of the last live streams are actually procured by last mall brand sellers.
Yeah.
And in fact, if marketplace sellers they want to really have this last live slot, it will be through seller mega offer. But that one is still a separate issue as well.
But we'll let last live team present to you on the day itself. So the main juice content, just remain it up on the last live team. And next we have, of course, the marketing solutions team to actually present their packages and of course their performance and stuff. So and lastly, to close off the event, we have of course seller panel again, but this time now it will be a seller panel with the Lazada partner itself. Okay, if you do not know who a Lazada partners is, Lazada partners are actually companies that help sellers launch their online store and actually help them to grow their online stores. Alright, so we will have some insights from them on how they really have been coping since COVID, and actually how they have been actually taking actions, and what are the key, how do they empower sellers to really grow by of course doing them as enabler. But of course, sellers, if you're a last mall seller, I strongly encourage you to join both, which is the seller conference, which is happening on the 24th, and then of course the last mall conference that's happening on the 28th itself.
Yes, and you'll be able to view the replay afterwards, but it's best that you attend it live in case you want to ask any questions. We can filter it and give it straight to the speakers themselves for them to answer your queries.
Alright, so just stay tuned online itself. Again, just at the comfort of your seat, or everything is online. We are not doing it on any ballrooms and stuff. It's everything online.
Okay.
So what's the next section? Next session we have on this.
Okay, next section. Yes, so 9/9 is over. As you guys know, we are already waiting for our next mega campaign, which is 11/11. But then back then, I did launch a submission contest whereby I announced the grand prize would be a filming opportunity worth up to $3,000. So yes, we have received an overwhelming number of entries via the form stack when it was available. So the form stack has been closed since 5th September. So looking through all the entries, we have seen a lot of touching startup stories of your Lazada stores and all. So there will be one grand prize winner, but after seeing so many, we have decided, we have consulted our boss and all. So instead of announcing one winner this time, maybe we'll ramp it up to 2 winners instead. So these 2 winners, you will be receiving a message from me very soon. We'll contact you and then we'll start the filming process, I think around October or so.
Yeah, of course we will touch your very busy period. We'll try to keep it during the long periods and stuff. But of course, we do appreciate that all sellers who actually took their time to actually type their stories and then post it on the form stack. And then I understand that some of them are very, very long, which is very informative, that we can provide a lot of information. But of course, we need to choose something that is more representative, and of course, really something sellers can really relate to. So we end up with these 2 winners. I think how I mention 2 winners to our audience.
Okay, when I announce the winners, maybe I'll just show a quick visual run through of their Lazada store itself at the side, so you guys can refer or rather see who they really are. Okay, so the very first winner is NPM. So NPM is the cool thing is that they only started selling on Lazada from 2019. So if you were to look at NPM from this, what I quote them from their startup story, the word itself does not tell you much on what it does. But in fact, at NPM, they sell everything from digital vouchers all the way to food vouchers, electronics, and even insurance. So most of the time, yes, they dedicate their time and effort to help many of these brands and products to come on board to the Lazada selling platform. So you can see they have a very versatile form of assortment in form of digital goods. So I think this one is something different. And in fact, they really help so many of their clients to come on board to Lazada. And yes, and during when COVID hit, they make sure that their strength as a power seller was to be able to help all these small offline businesses to bring their business online. So this is something we feel is very touching and also very relevant also.
Yeah. So of course, I think they must be the pioneers of the digital goods category. So of course, like I think 99 people see what the digital goods tend to get exploded. Like you see like a lot of vouchers were being sold on flash sales. A lot of people were looking out for all the digital goods that they can buy, all the vouchers they can buy. But of course, they are for MPN. I realized they're really the first movers into these digital goods when no one think that this category would continue to grow. But of course, during COVID, they proved everyone wrong, and then they actually made the decisive step and become very important in terms of like enabling sellers to be able to continue to sell online.
Yes. Okay, so that one is our very first winner. So watch out for the video next time. We'll start the filming very soon. Okay, so the bonus winner instead of one grand prize winner, we felt that this other winner's seller story is very appealing to us as well. So the next seller that won is simplykids.sg.
Yep.
Okay, so what year since they started selling? They are a relatively new store. They started at around 2020. So maybe I'll just read some quote from their Lazada startup story. Yes, the winner is Yvonne. They started the Lazada store around February 2020. And the funny thing is that yes, they never expect to really own an e-commerce store. So what they really want to do eventually is they realize that it's not just about like uploading listings and all, trying to sell online. It's not as simple as just list and sell. Then they realize, there are so many tools they can tap on to gain better exposure from their listing. And at the same time, she was planning to like open another store that focused on children niche. And then she also purchased the e-commerce Enterprise SG booster pack. So from here and there, she said that it's been close to 2 months since Simply Kids SG has joined. Started on Lazada itself. They have joined so many campaigns, utilized a lot of the tools, even like sponsored search that we mentioned earlier during the conference briefing and all. They have to boost their listings, attract more customers to visit their store, and of course they use all the business advisor, everything. They have a very thorough understanding of the whole tool system itself, and of course they are rather well assisted by their Enterprise SG account manager also.
Okay, so of course I think end of the day, so one of the key things is that because she is what really touches us, I think, is that she is really a stay-at-home mom for many years, and really I think that like her ability, she's stepping on this of course to not just supplement income, but I think it really becomes will officially become a career for her to really grow into something more substantial in the near future itself. But of course, again, why it touches us because I think as most sellers they really took the additional step to really take a courage step forward to really venture into e-commerce, and then they are seeing the e-commerce rewards, of course, coming to them, but of course putting in the hard work itself.
Yes. So doesn't mean you must, like, let's say all these filming opportunities doesn't mean you always have to be like a top seller, then we want to showcase your story. Even like no matter how small your business might be, as long as it's relevant, we really want to give a fair advantage to everyone. So that is why we see this story type out from Yvonne itself. We felt like, okay, it's very touching and all. This will be a very good filming angle. So congratulations once again to the 2 winners. And then we'll contact you guys very soon. And yes, please do stay tuned for the seller conference on 24th September, as we mentioned earlier.
So all the links will be provided by How Young in the link below. So all the 4 other questionnaires, all the winners, itself, they probably can just tag their stores itself. Okay. For them to view the stores itself. But of course, congratulations to our winners, and then of course we will see you at our seller conference, most exciting time of the year itself.
Yep. And if you guys you have been tuning into our podcast regularly, thank you very much. If you really like the podcast, to give us support, just feel free to leave a like, comment anything that you want to see next time or want to hear about next time in the future podcast. Of course, do share this video or even subscribe if you enjoy the content. And as Wei Lun said, I will list down all the different links in the description box below. So yes, do stay tuned for that, and we thank you, and we will see you in the next podcast in 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks. But of course, come to our conference first.
Yes, conference first.
Okay, bye bye.
Okay, bye bye.